I'll take the example of one small nation, three communities, maybe 4,500 people in three communities, living right in the center of Quebec. And they've been faced with forestry for the past 150 years, with very little say, if no say at all, to how this happens. But yet, they're the first ones to, be faced with the impacts. Well, we are trying to change that, and to us, both the legal and political context should help us in having a more ideal, setup through which our communities would have their seat, would have a say, and would really be, themselves be actors of their own change, from a social and economic perspective. Obviously, there's not much they can do today about how, forestry operations took place in the last 150 years, but certainly they would like to have more say about how things happen from now on. And that's really the challenge that we all have. And to us, rather than, accepting the onus that it is, really upon us to decide, what happens, our daily challenge is to make sure that the onus is also, on the steps of, at the feet of governments. We have to say, quite sadly, that that condition is not there, because governments continually try to, I would say, escape that new reality. The reality is we're more than interconnected. We're interdependent. And it really it is really demonstrated by, disagreement between HQ and Vermont in this case, with regards to hydro. But at the same time, I think you gotta, keep your minds open that, whatever you ask for has impacts on people that nothing about. And it requires openness, it requires will, from all sides. And to me, we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to remind peoples that, the attempts to assimilate our people, 200 years ago have failed. We're still very much peoples. We're still very much peoples with a culture, a language, with land, and to us that has to be understood. And at the same time, we ourselves have to tell ourselves that obviously we cannot live the way our peoples lived 200 years ago. We have to adapt, but in saying that, we also need the capacity to do it. And this is where, we're somehow shortchanged in terms of the ability for our people to be masters of their own future. The sad reality is that we find ourselves in a situation where we always need to go back to governments because these issues that we bring up are easily forgotten. And easily forgotten by politicians, easily forgotten by government administrations.